There's a question that quietly lives in the back of your mind after someone leaves. You don't always say it out loud, but it's there. How do I make them regret losing me?
I want to answer that honestly today because there is an answer, but it's not the one you're expecting. And by the time we reach the end of this, the question itself might stop mattering to you. Let me show you why. You already know the usual advice. Disappear. Block them. Stop watching their stories. Act cold, act unbothered. Look like you've moved on. People hand that advice out like it's wisdom. But think about it for a second. How is someone supposed to miss you if you were never truly in their heart? How can they regret losing you if they didn't value you while they had you? That's the uncomfortable truth underneath all of this. There's no perfect post, no clever silence, no magic line that forces regret into a heart that never cared. And here's what makes it worse. The harder you try to make them feel something, the more it quietly proves you're the one still holding on. Because trying to make someone regret losing you is still a performance. You're dressing for their eyes, posting for their reaction, disappearing for their attention. Even your silence becomes a message you're hoping they'll decode. That's not freedom. That's attachment wearing a disguise. So if their regret is the goal, you've already lost before you've started. But stay with me, because there is a way through this, and it comes down to 4 shifts. The first one is where everything begins. 1. Focus on yourself, not as revenge, but as preparation. Let me tell you about someone. We'll call him James. James spent the better part of a year with someone who kept him at arm's length. Days of silence, then a single late-night text, just warm enough to keep him hoping. And every time, he came running. When she was kind, he felt alive. When she went quiet, his whole world dimmed. When she finally left, James did what most people do. New look, gym photos, quietly cryptic captions, all of it aimed at one person who wasn't even watching. But here's what he couldn't see yet. His problem was never her. His problem was that he had built his entire sense of self around someone else. And when you do that, when another person becomes the center of your world, you start begging in ways you don't even notice. You over-explain. You tolerate disrespect. You lower your standards quietly and call it patience, all because you're afraid of losing them. So the work was never about winning her back. It was about becoming someone who no longer needed to. You build your mind, your discipline, a life that doesn't fall apart the moment one person walks out the door. And slowly your power returns, not because they regret losing you, but because you stopped needing their regret to feel like you matter. And once James started doing that, he ran straight into the second shift, the one almost everyone skips. 2. Don't chase their regret. Learn from your own mistakes. He realized that healing isn't just moving on. It's understanding why you stayed in the first place. Because if you never answer that question, you'll meet the same person again. Different face, different name, the exact same lesson. Pain you refuse to understand always finds its way back. So the better question was never, how do I make them regret it? It was quieter and harder. Why did I ignore the red flags I clearly saw? Why did I keep mistaking attention for love? Why did I keep explaining my worth to someone determined to misunderstand me? Those questions sting, but they're the ones that set you free. Because sometimes the person who breaks your heart is the same one who reveals the part of you that needed healing. Maybe they showed you that you give too much, too soon, that you trust words over actions, that you fear being alone so deeply you'll stay somewhere you're not even loved. That lesson is worth more than their regret ever could be, because their regret might never come, but your growth can begin today. And that growth leads to the third shift, the thing most people get completely backwards.
3. Become someone they can lose, but never lose yourself again. The real pain was never losing them. The real pain is losing yourself while trying to hold on to someone. Your peace, your confidence, your voice. You start shrinking to fit into their life.
You stop saying what hurts you because you're scared they'll leave. You accept the bare minimum so you don't seem like too much. But love was never supposed to ask you to disappear. And if someone only stays while you're willing to tolerate pain, then losing them was never a loss. It was a rescue. So you become grounded instead. Someone who can love deeply without becoming desperate. Someone who can care without chasing. Someone who can walk away the moment love starts turning into humiliation. And strangely, that is the person people actually regret losing. Not because you forced it, but because your absence becomes heavy once they realize you were never replaceable. And even if they never realize it, you've still won, because you didn't lose yourself trying to be remembered by someone who forgot your worth. Which brings us to the last shift, the one almost no one ever reaches. 4. Let your new life speak for you. When James finally healed, he didn't announce it. No speeches, no "I've changed" posts. He just changed, quietly, for himself. And about a year later, the text came. The one he used to fantasize about. "I miss you." And here's the part that surprised even him. He felt nothing. Not satisfaction, not anger, not the rush he'd imagined. Just a calm, quiet nothing. Because by then, he genuinely no longer needed it. That's the regret that actually lands. Not the kind you engineer, but the kind that arrives on its own. When someone looks over and sees that you didn't break. You didn't grow bitter. You didn't stay stuck. You simply became better, and not for them, for you. That's the only kind of revenge that doesn't poison you on the way out. Because once your mind grows stronger and your peace becomes something you protect, you stop caring whether they regret losing you at all. And that, right there, is the moment you're finally free. The strongest version of you isn't the one who makes them cry. It's the one who no longer needs their tears. It isn't the one who makes them chase. It's the one who stopped waiting to be chased. It isn't the one who makes them regret. It's the one who finally stopped regretting choosing themselves. So stop trying to make someone miss you. Take the lesson. Take your dignity. Take your life back. And build yourself so deeply that the next time someone loses you, your only response is peace. Because the only way to make anyone regret losing you is to become someone who no longer needs them to.